In this video we're going to look at some of the paragraph formatting tools such as alignment, line spacing and paragraph spacing after and before paragraphs, a bit of shading, borders and bullet points, as well as indentation and the indentation on the rulers. Most of the features we're going to be looking at today are going to be accessible through the paragraph settings dialog box, of which you've got two tabs. This is the tab, the indents and spacing, we're going to be focusing on today. Okay, so to start with, before we get into the nitty-gritty of the paragraph spacing toolbar or tool section on the home ribbon, let's just make sure that you're familiar with the Format Painter. If I want to copy the format of this subheading, all I need to do is select it, click once I've copied the format, and then click to paste where I want the format to come from. Now, this often requires a double paste because there's lots of things going on here, different fonts, font sizes, bold, and it sometimes only matches some of those things. So it, for instance, might match the bold and the font size but not get around to changing the font as well. So one way of making sure you get the absolute copy of what you're trying to paste everywhere is to double click, which is permanently locking on my paste now, so I can click and click in different locations, and you can see here that this one hasn't changed in quite the same way, it's not bold. So click again and now it has bolded it and it's exactly the same. Now to remove this, because if I carry on clicking around it will make the other stuff the same format, to remove this I can either press escape or just click the button again. Okay, so what I want to do first of all is just highlight these two paragraphs and look at the indentation options. I can drag my left indent in to about 1 centimetre and my right indent in to about 1 centimetre, but I'm not sure that that's exactly 1 centimetre. So now if I click on the settings tab for the paragraph, I get the dialog box and I can see that I didn't get it exactly 1 centimetre. So if I was asked to make it 1 centimetre or 1.1 centimetre, this is the way to specify it. And if you look here, I can also change the spacing after each paragraph. So if I wanted to increase that size, I'll just put it up to whatever I'd specified. If I want 20 point, type it in. And the line spacing between the paragraphs, now basically I can choose single, double, 1.5 or whatever it is, but if I'm asked to do 1.3, then I need to choose multiple and then switch this and change it to 1.3, and that way I'll get 1.3 line spacing between them as well. So say OK to that, it's spaced out a little, it's become indented left and right, and I've got the extra spacing between the paragraphs. So one more thing I'm going to do is just show you the indentation here. The first line indent is just like when you start using your English writing when you're doing written text. You can see that they'll do that indent for you at the start of every first line. If you want to go the other way, you can. Not very normal, I know. And you can also use the hanging indent and drag that. Again, not very normal, not sure when I've ever seen that used. So let's put that back, so I Control Z to get rid of that. Okay, so what I want to do now is look at applying a style to these subheadings and headings. Now my main heading is going to be a style 1, so if I click I can put that on. I can also apply some additional features to that style, such as centering it. This subheading is going to be a style 2, heading style 2, and I can either go through them, selecting them, specifying heading style 2, or of course I can use my Format Painter to make sure that they're all the same. Okay, now I don't just have to choose one style for those. I can actually apply a style, another style from this palette, maybe a paragraph style, and if I look in my styles here, there's quite a few. The last one's called List Paragraph. I think I'm going to choose that one. Now I can see those styles by clicking on the styles option here and opening the dialog box, and in the same way as I picked it by clicking on it earlier up here, I can do the same here. But the difference with this option is that I can modify the style. So if I like the style but there's something I just want to change about it a little bit, I can go to Modify Style. Again, I'll show you that again. it was by clicking on the down arrow, click and modify. Now I'm going to format, and I want to format the font perhaps. I can do the paragraph stuff as well, or the font. Maybe I just want this style to be italicized. So OK to that. That style, whenever I use it now and anywhere in the document, will be like that. And I can also mess with my paragraph spacing, so if I want to increase that to 12 point or maybe to 10 point and change this to 1.15, I can do that. OK, so say OK to that. That's my style there. Now if I want to apply that same style that I've just created to my first paragraph, select my first paragraph, click the style, it's done. So really fast and efficient way of working. One thing that people often miss on the ECDL tests is that you're often asked to justify a paragraph or all of the paragraphs. Justify is a form of alignment. You've got left align, centre align, right align, and justified means that it stretches the text out to push it right to the side of the margins, or in this case the indents. The last thing I want to show you is the bullet points. I want to put these bullet points on a new page, so I'm going to say insert page, new page break. So that was at the start of where I want the bullet points. Excuse me. I'm going to highlight the bullet points, set them as bullet points there. These ones here I might indent, so I'll increase the indent on those, and you'll see that that gives me a slightly different format. And if I want to indent some of these as subheadings of the subheadings, I can indent again. Now it may well be that I want to format this with a different shape, so I can use the diamonds. I could on this level use the arrows, and perhaps on this level here I can use round circles. Sorry, on one. Okay, now obviously I can go through all that again, but it seems to have done those different levels, just not this first level. So all I'm going to do is click, select my format painter, and now a really quick and easy way to format my bullet points. I think that is about it for this presentation. Good luck with the exercise. If there's anything you can't find, generally it's under the paragraph settings tab to get the dialog box open, and you'll find it somewhere on here. Okay, thanks for